This is Duggan's thing. Duggan was here, but now he's gone. He left his fist to kick.
I want you to come out the clippers and pull vines and cut them. And pile them up.
Bessie Mallard, may I have your comment on the situation here? I see you're tongue-tied at the moment.
About that dream you had on this tape about fixing that car up.
Oh yeah, that was neat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a swing set right in here.
Yeah.
That, I mean, a couple of the times when Ken and I would go up to the well, and Ken would climb inside the well and walk around. I
thought it was funny then.
Or the times that you go out and feed the chickens and you throw the corn way up in the air. Whee! It's raining corn!
The chickens needed a treasure map to find it.
That's right. One of the times that Ken and I would be driving our cars, I have my Ford and it gets stuck in the mud, and Ken's Plymouth would come pull it out.
Yeah, but then after a while his Plymouth got old and rusty and he had to get another vehicle. I forgot what it was.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what it was.
What?
The Batmobile.
Tell us about the time, Ken, that we went into the Windsor Hotel. The restroom there.
Oh yeah, we went back there to the bathroom and our whole place looked old looking. Kind of looked like it might have been haunted.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a marble wall, went about halfway up in there. I got up on a trash can and looked over in there. By that time, you made a noise with a power thing. There was some old pipes and things back over in there. And they had a bunch of spider webs and dust and everything on it. When you made that noise, it scared me.
A Doctor Who monster has got me.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember the Windsor Hotel. I mean, and it's so funny. Ken and I, we were like Laurel and Hardy, although we were Laurel and Laurel.
No,
We're the two skinny ones.
That's right, Laurel and Laurel.
That's right. And there was another time when we'd go up to the barn and you climb around in the rafters.
Oh yeah.
It would scare me to death. Yeah.
I laid boards up there on top of them, try to get you to climb up there, and you wouldn't do it.
No, that was way up yonder. There were huge spider webs all over.
At least 2 inches long.
But you used to play with spiders.
I had brain damage.
You used to go out there and turn up boards in the yard and tie and everything else and getting all kind of bugs out.
Yeah, I remember millipedes. Those were neat fun.
Yeah, they'd always roll up.
Yeah, and then they'd leave orange stuff that smelled pretty all over your hands. And the times that I remember a time, it was a beautiful sunny day. It was just like this is, except there weren't. I guess there probably weren't this many clouds in the sky. It was nice, bright, and sunny. It was down there at Grandma's house. Ken and I had been walking down the dirt road, and we came back up. Mom and them, I guess, were at Uncle Horace's house, and Ken and I were the only ones at the house. And we were standing out in front of the house on the dirt road, and Ken told me to go out back and watch to see if I see a brick come over. And sure enough, I went back there, stood in back of the house, and I saw half of this red brick come flying and land close by, thunk, right there in the dirt.
Well, Ken.
What about when we was at church and old Terry Briley used to make them crazy noises?
Yeah, in church.
Yeah.
That's kind of a guy.
We tried to get him to quit, and then preaching everybody tried to get him to quit.
Yeah, it was Terry Brown. We were riding home on the school bus, you and I. And I was sitting beside Ken on the bus seat. I was in probably the third grade, maybe the first. I don't remember one of those. Probably the third, since I remember it so well. Anyhow, we were sitting there on the bus, on the seat, and Terry Brown reached under the seat and pulled my foot under the seat. Well, I just yanked my foot back and yanked his hands back under the seat. He cut his finger real good. It was bleeding all over the place.
Look at me, Ken.
What?
He's got to comb his hair in your sunglasses. And I also remember we were on the bus, and it's down near Sumter City where we used to stop at that store and get stuff. I was never allowed to go in because I was too young, but Ken would always go in with his quarter and get a candy bar or two and a can of RC.
Or two.
Yeah, no, it was usually one. And a quarter would cover all of that, and then he'd have change left over. Anyhow, he'd come back to the bus, and we'd be riding along, and somewhere along the way, Ken had a pack of chewing gum. We were riding down the dirt road, and Ken would, the chewing gum would have 7 sticks in it, I guess, and Ken would put 6 in his mouth and give me 1.
Make it last.
That's right, make it last.
You remember that chain they made out of rappers?
Oh, yeah, we have some of those around here.
Yeah, I know where some are right now.
Yeah.
I think.
I
remember those wooden chains that Daddy used to carve?
We have one or two of those too. And some of those airplanes he used to make.
I remember one time he got a block of wood, and he just a square block, and he started carving it, carved out a little ball inside of it.
Yeah, we have some of those, not that he made, that Pop Miles in Virginia made. And, was it Virginia? Might have been Maryland. Anyhow, he gave us, he gave me one that has 2 or 3 balls, and it's a long block of wood. It's like a little cage. And he gave Lisa one. Lisa and I have one. He didn't give Brian one because Brian didn't even exist there.
No, I didn't.
You
Let me see your knife.
remember that old junk Chevrolet out there we used to smell the gas and everything?
Oh yeah, that was our daily practice.
That's right, you had to do it every day. But you had to hurry and put the lid back on because it would evaporate.
Yeah,
Sometimes we dropped rocks down in there.
Yeah, hear it splash. That's right. The gas tank's probably half full of rocks. Anyhow, we were very busy down there at Grandma's house. I mean, we were just so busy down there.
Wasn't much time for anything else.
And Brian, don't throw that over where the lawnmower's got to go.
Oh, okay.
There's 100 acres of forest.
And you didn't go over 3.
Well, we went over 3.
We used to think it was funny to break bottles, even the Coca-Cola bottles.
That's right, until Ken found out he could make money on them.
Yeah.
Then suddenly he quit. Yeah. He used to break Coke bottles, then he learned he could make money off them. Suddenly, Coke bottle breaking went away. Anyhow, part of our daily routine was to go to that old car. What was it? What kind of car was it?
Oh, 47 Chevrolet.
Yeah. And take the cap off the gas, and take a sniff of the gas. The gas smelled good, too.
It always does.
Yeah, and then there's always the bouncing on top of the car and climbing up in the trees.
I got a tree out here, out that way toward the side of the house. If you're facing the front door, then it's to the right of the house. And the only way to get into the tree is to climb a vine. Of course, I can do it in less than 5 seconds.
Oh, of course, because you're a Batman.
That's right.
By the way, today's date is April the 2nd, 1987, for historical sake.
Oh, when it takes, I was going, I was at the house by myself. I took a belt and I started beating on a chair with it, made a popping noise. And then I sat on there, Frankenstein was beating somebody.
Of course he was. I'm dead serious. Yeah, it's a grave situation, but I can dig it. Don't get stoned. Let's preserve that thought. Are you coughing?
You still get that on?
Uh-huh.
I remember one time with a white shed out there, we used to go in there, right above the door was the water nest.
Oh, yeah. I remember when Kenneth, Lisa, and I went down there years later, that white shed was brown, and from rust. And inside it, there was not only one wasp nest, there was like 3 or 4. And they were huge, like 2 feet across in diameter. And then there was a huge spider web. It was amazing. And the wasp on those nests were so red they were black. And they were like an inch long or so. There were some big guys. And you remember the stories we used to tell at night.
Very primitive fat belt.
Yeah, down at Grandma's house on the front porch.
I remember the first I just tossed the screen in all over. And then we decided to put a bed out there, and then later on I started making a room out there.
Yeah, I remember we had come from Maryland or Virginia, and at that time the porch was just, I mean, it was just a porch. Maybe it was screened in at that time, and it did not have that room on it at the time. And Mom and Daddy draped a blanket across half the porch, so it sort of made a wall out of a sheet. And then we went back to Maryland. I mean, they spent the night there. We went back to Maryland sometime later, and it might have been Virginia. And anyhow, when we got back, Hugh had built a room on it in the exact same place.